Dr. Phil Griffin has been a GP for more than 20 years. He says he's never felt under such pressure to save money. Last month, for example, he received this letter from health managers. It tells doctors to keep referrals to an absolute minimum.
I've not experienced the sort of financial pressure that we've been under in the last 12 months ever before, and it's increasingly difficult to cope with.
Dr. Griffin's growing concern is his ability to continue giving his patients the right drugs, like statins, that control cholesterol levels for heart conditions. The government wants to save money by moving 60% of patients onto cheaper, generic forms of the drug.
Here in St Albans, where the local NHS is more than £20 million in debt, the target is to put 80% of patients on the cheaper form of drug.
Patients like William Robinson, who had a heart attack 8 years ago. He's worried about being forced to take the generic version of statin just to save money.
To do something like that pure and simply to save a few pounds here and there against the overall value of the life, why? I just don't understand why they need to do that.
Dr. Griffin is still giving William the more expensive form of the drug in defiance of the new guidelines. He says putting 80% of his patients on the generic drug is potentially dangerous.
If you implement this policy across that large population, there will be an overall increase in risk of cardiovascular disease, and for some patients that could be very serious.
The local health authority here says generic statins are suitable for the majority of patients, and using them will save around £40 million. But this is just one more example of the way the NHS is trying to balance its books that some GPs believe is putting patients at risk. Graham Satchell, BBC News, St Albans.